It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th NASSCOM DSCI Annual Information Security Summit. I'm happy to extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Rajendra Pawar, Chairman NASSCOM. I would also like to extend a very warm welcome. Lata Reddy will be joining very soon, who is the Deputy National Security Advisor, and Dr. Arvind Gupta, Additional Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, and Mr. Som Mittal, President NASSCOM. Once again, very warm welcome to all of you. It has been over 3 years since DSCI was established with the objective of promoting data protection. I'm happy to report that we have made significant progress during these years. The major milestones achieved by DSCI, I would like to recount some of them. In the field of public advocacy, DSCI has worked very closely with the government in the formulation of rules under Section 43A of the IT Amendment Act and the subsequent clarification issued by DIT to allay the fears of outsourcers that the rules imposed additional burden on them. The intent of notifying rules under Section 43A in the amended IT Act was to strengthen the data protection regime in India, thereby providing legal assurance to clients, governments, regulators, and end customers that India is a secure destination for outsourcing. We are grateful to DIT for its proactive response in addressing the concerns of industry, especially Dr. Gulshan Rai, who will be joining us very shortly. He should be here in the next 5 minutes or so. DSCI was invited for consultations by Department of Personnel and Training on framing of a privacy law. We made key recommendations based on global developments and keeping in view the economic value of data while guaranteeing privacy to citizens. We also suggested that creation of stiff bureaucratic structures should be avoided and that self-regulation should be promoted. Similar views were also given to the Planning Commission when DSCI was invited to be part of a privacy group that is independently reviewing the privacy bill. DSCI is working closely with the Ministry of Commerce and DIT for the European Union to accept India as it qualified for the adequacy norms under their Data Protection Directive in view of the rules under 43A of the IT Amendment Act. We are also suggesting, in the event that this does not happen, then India should get a safe harbor framework between EU and India as part of the EU-India trade negotiations. The process is underway. DSCI is engaged with the government on the issuance of encryption policy under Section 84A of the IT Act, since strong encryption is an urgent need for the industry as more and more transactions are made through electronic mode using the internet. DSCI, through its various conferences, seminars, studies and surveys, including 3 flagship events, Annual Security Summit at which we are gathered today, and Best Practices Meet that we normally hold in the month of July in Bangalore, and Managing Cybercrime Challenge, which again is held in Delhi on an annual basis. We have been spreading awareness on data protection, cyber security, cyber crimes. DSCI has also partnered with Indian Banks Association to jointly organize an annual banking security conference for the banking industry for discussing these security related issues. We are also working with CERT-In to provide security trainings to employees of the government, public sector units and organizations that fall under what we call as the critical infrastructure, critical information infrastructure. In thought leadership, DSCI has developed security framework which is based on security principles, discipline-specific approach and data-centric methodology, enabling organizations to do long-term strategic planning in security, build security capabilities, maturity criteria, focus on protecting data, track security evolution and take an integrated approach to security. We are promoting the idea of making continuous improvements in the security programs through maturity ratings instead of focusing on certifications. Market analysts like Gartner and Forrester have also endorsed this framework. As a next step, we are working on preparing an assessment framework that is focused on maturity ratings and improvements, and it will be available in 2 versions, lightweight assessment and detailed assessment. We will be presenting these to you later in the day today. DSCI privacy framework, which is based on globally acceptable privacy best practices and frameworks, comprising 9 privacy principles and best practices to enable organizations to implement the same to help them comply with global privacy legislations. DPF has become more relevant for domestic industry also with the notification of rules under Section 43A of the IT Act. Further, DSCI has joined the Cloud Services Measuring Initiative Consortium led by Carnegie Mellon University. This consortium aims to address the need for industry-wide, globally accepted measures for calculating the benefits and risks of cloud computing services. DSCI is providing its thought leadership in developing the measures related to data security and privacy. We are also part of the working group 25 under the ISO IEC SC7, which is developing ISO standard 30105, one single global standard with an integrated approach to lifecycle processes for the ITES BPO sector. This is led by NASSCOM. DSCI is contributing to the security standard aspects of this standard. In cybersecurity, which is the theme of today's conference along with data security, recognizing that data security is linked to cybersecurity, DSCI has built relationships with global think tanks to build public-private sector partnerships. We have partnered with East West Institute, a global think and do tank on cybersecurity that mobilizes networks of individuals, institutions, and nations to implement innovative solutions. EWI, in partnership with NASSCOM and DSCI, will host the third worldwide Cybersecurity Summit in New Delhi on October 30-31, 2012. It will be India's first major international summit of cybersecurity. Experts from government, business, technology, and civil society from around the world. We expect more than 500 participants from over 45 to 50 countries in this summit. DSCI is a member of the Council for Security Cooperation in the Asia Pacific, a non-government process for dialogue on security initiatives in the Asia Pacific region. DSCI is working closely with DIT and the Ministry of External Affairs to promote regional efforts in increasing cybersecurity in Asia Pacific countries. NASSCOM and DSCI have recently formed a cybersecurity advisory group under the chairmanship of Mr. Rajendra Pawar, Chairman NASSCOM, with representation of various stakeholders, both from the public and private sectors, to provide recommendations to the government on public-private partnerships in capacity building and policy making in areas such as critical infrastructure protection, assurance in ICT supply chain, early watch and warning system, legal capability development, best practices for cybersecurity, education and awareness. Next, DSCI has expanded its Cyber Lab program to train police officers in cybercrime investigation with the support of DIT to cover 8 major cities. The knowledge developed over a period of time has been systematized in the standard operating procedures and training material and distributed to police stations across the country. Based on the proposal submitted by DSCI and NASSCOM, the Ministry of Home Affairs is further expanding the cyber labs through the launch of a nationwide cyber crime investigation program with DSCI as a knowledge partner. We also have an MOU with the Central Bureau of Investigation with a view to seek industry expert services in the challenges they face in cyber crimes. The MOU has established collaboration between law enforcement agencies through cyber and high-tech crime investigation center of the CBI and the IT industry through DSCI and NASSCOM. DSCI has contributed to DIT's 12th five-year plan on cybersecurity. Let me welcome Ms. Lata Reddy, Deputy National Security Advisor. DSCI has contributed to 12th five-year plan on cybersecurity. We have also submitted our comments to DIT on the draft National Cyber Security Policy earlier this year. DSCI has also submitted its input on the National IT, Telecom and Electronics policies recently. Finally, I am happy to inform you that the DSCI Excellence Awards instituted earlier this year to reward organizations and individuals who have shown high level of preparedness and have excelled in the area of information security has received wide support from the industry. The Indian Cyber Corp Award to encourage police officers who have put in extra efforts to learn cyber forensics to solve cyber crimes, which is part of the same, will be announced in the evening today. Ladies and gentlemen, these 3 years have gone into exploring, engaging, validating and learning for us. Each year we have achieved significant milestones and our activities continue to expand, giving us the opportunity to contribute and make an impact at the industry, national and international levels. Even as we develop and implement best practices, DSCI is focused on establishing itself as a self-regulatory organization. With DSF, DPF, and assessment framework, we continue to build an ecosystem around DSCI, comprising rating and certification structure and audits and consulting firms, which are the building blocks for an SRO. DSCI will continue to focus on this